Welcome to another video from Between CAD Classes. This time I am working on the May 2023 Too Tall Toby challenge, in which I am seeing how quickly I can model the three parts that you see here on screen. It's a really fun challenge. I encourage you to check it out. I will put a link to the challenge in the description. Toby gives you some drawings and you just basically get to practice them and see how quickly you can model the three parts. Let's take a look at my submission for this month. Starting off with the first part here, I am beginning with the specific template that has the materials that I need in order to call out the mass properties. And normally when I'm modeling things, I usually stick to one sketch per feature. That makes it a lot easier to modify a detail part. But in this case, for speed modeling, it's usually faster to put as many things as you can in one sketch. So that's what I did here. So here I'm extruding the shape 80 millimeters using the symmetric option, and then I'm turning the visibility of that sketch back on so that I can extrude this cut out of there as well. From there I'm adding some fillets and using the F keyboard shortcut key to get that command up quickly. And then I'm using the H keyboard shortcut for hole to add in a counterbore hole, and then finally checking the mass properties to make sure that I've got the correct mass for this one. On to the second part. For this one, the main shape was a cylinder, and I initially created it as a circular extrusion, but found myself creating multiple sketches. And once again, on speed modeling, it seems like the more you can fit into one sketch, the faster you can do things. So I went a different route. I created the cylinder as a revolved shape, which I almost would never do in normal modeling, but made sense for this one. I started by extruding the rib shape, and then after doing that, turning the visibility back on of the sketch, then extruding the next shape. I attempted to use the rib command for the rib shape, and it just seemed like it was a lot faster to do it as an extrusion. And then here you can see the revolve for the cylinder, then adding in a counterbore hole on this side of that extruded feature. Then finally creating the cut on top, which was the combination of a circle and a rectangle. Then once I got the dimensions in for this shape, I was able to extrude that as a cut all the way through the part. Once again, checking my mass properties and seeing that I had the correct mass, and then on to the third and final part. This one had a rectangular extrusion with some circular features, and initially I did this as a rectangular extrusion, and then I sketched a circle for the circular extrusion, and then I made the hole, and I just realized that was a lot of steps, even though that's probably the best way to model in day-to-day work. But for this particular one, it made more sense to sketch as much as I could together. You can see I made a bit of a mistake there. I goofed up and picked the wrong edge with a fillet, so I had to restart that. So that's one spot where I could have picked up some time. Here I'm adding in the ribs, and I tried to find a way to maybe extrude these instead to save time like I did on that previous part, but I really just couldn't find a way that I was happy with. So I went ahead and did the ribs and then mirrored them, as you will see here in just a moment. So adding in the dimensions and then the distance from the center in each case. Then using the rib command and changing the direction of the rib so that it goes into the part and changing its thickness. I made use of the spacebar to repeat the last command on these. Then I had to mirror. So knowing that I had to mirror, I did keep the visibility of my mirror planes turned on in my template, so they would be much easier to find and mirror, and then my final properties. So there we had it. Time of 3:44. I think I could have shaved maybe 10 or 15 seconds off if I practiced even more. There's others who've done it way faster. It's almost inhuman, and maybe if I kept practicing I could get a little closer, but I'm pretty happy with this time, so I'm going to go ahead and submit this. Again, check out the challenge, and thanks for watching.